What is up, everybody? What is up? Usually you have to wait, but now you've got my face right in your face from the beginning. Very interesting. LSU face off against the bald golden dome of Dave Aranda, our former 2019 defensive coordinator, who many were, we need to get an attack-oriented defense, get rid of this guy, and loved the Bo Pelini hire in 2020 and just couldn't wait for Aranda to leave. And then they saw the errors of their ways very quickly. Aranda took Baylor to a Sugar Bowl that year, was able to beat Ole Miss in that game, I believe, and knock Matt Corral out of the game, which we talked about the other day. And Aranda has been at Baylor for now 5 years as head coach. Incredible. And this is the first time facing off against LSU. We've gone through all the storylines. We've gone through all the stats, all the figures, all the performances, all the eye tests, all the film, all the particulars. But now we've got some real meat on the bone for you, the fan, as far as who's going to play in this game. Where is this going to go? About under an hour now until kickoff. LSU have announced, at least this is according to press box rosters, okay? The defense is as follows. Zy Alexander at corner. Ashton Stamps at corner, as expected. Sorry for the lights. Trying to get in a spot where there's no glare there. Deshaun Spears at one safety position. Javian Toviano at another safety position. There is no star in this defensive lineup. Savion Jones at defensive end. Paris Shand at DT. Gio Paez at defensive tackle, the other defensive tackle position. And then Braden Swinson at defensive end / edge rusher. But then you got three linebackers. It's a three linebacker setup today. Whit Weeks, Devon Keys, and Greg Penn III. You've got West Weeks as a backup on that lineup. Okay. So it's very, very interesting to me. We thought Toviano and Spears, will that be the duo? We're kind of going back and forth. Yes, that's the duo. We kind of had an inkling about that. I think a few other people probably may have, but I think that's also just due to the fact that who else was there? Very thin spot at this point with all the transfers and all the departures that have happened, all NFL opt-outs, things like that. But so that's the defense. You're going to have three linebackers today. I like that because Baylor, there's a lot of run action. And also with Devon Keys, you do have a coverage weapon in the linebacking core who can clean up for you in coverage. And I think Devon Keys, he might be good for a pick six today. Okay, you've heard it here first. He might be good for a pick six here today. The offense, the LSU offense, is as follows. And it's very interesting the way this is set up. Okay, Chris Hilton at receiver. Aaron Anderson at receiver, likely slot. Because Aaron Anderson or Xavion Thomas was what was listed. And then it said Tradez Green at receiver. And I'm like, ooh, who's playing tight end? And I look down and it says Tradez Green at tight end as well. In the same lineup chart, it literally has Tradez Green at receiver and Tradez Green at tight end. So what's going to happen is basically, I think you're going to see Kylan Billio play as that third receiver, or you're going to have Tradez Green fold out on some plays to join the other two, Aaron Anderson, Chris Hilton Jr., and maybe they'll have a more in-line, a Giovanni Peterson, who's there at tight end, something like that. I could see that. But it was very strange to me, some gamesmanship there. what are they going to do with Trey Green? Where are they going to put? Just if I'm Dave Aranda, I'm thinking wherever they're putting him, just focus on stopping him getting the ball. Like, there's only a limited number of routes the dude can run. He's a freshman. There's only a limited number of ways he can beat you, and it's usually going to be over the top, jump ball type of stuff. Get your matchup, get your best matchup, and go for it, and drill this thing day in, day out in practice until you're comfortable. This freshman won't embarrass us. 6'5", 250, or no, he's not 250. 6'5", close to 250, 220, I think 230, something like that. But this specimen already has a few touchdowns in his LSU career. Only has a couple catches and he has a few touchdowns. Such is his red zone acumen. I mean, you just give him the football in the red zone, it's done. So the Trey Green thing is very strange. Offensive line. You've got your answer to the offensive line questions. We were just thinking, you could see Weston Davis at right tackle and keep Miles Frazier at right guard. Well, actually, what they're going to do is something that Brian Kelly hinted at right after I recorded that last show in a press conference. Brian Kelly said that they were going to play Miles Frazier at right tackle. So what you have now, and that could be something to get him pro ready as well. You got Miles Frazier at right tackle, Beau Bordelon at right guard. I believe this is Beau Bordelon's first ever LSU start. Been there 2 seasons now. I believe this is his first start. Right tackle, you got Miles Frazier. Right guard, Beau Bordelon. Center, DJ Chester, of course, with Cohen Eccles was listed as the second center. Left guard, of course, Paul Mubenga. And then left tackle, Tyree Adams, who we projected to also take over there at the left tackle spot, with Will Campbell also in the house. You got Harold Perkins back in the fold with the team, as part of the team, traveling with the team. You've got Will Campbell back in there. And you also saw something very cool right there before the game. Derek Stingley Jr., Houston's his hometown now. He's been a Houston Texan for 4.5 years now, right? Well, he is in the stadium meeting Garrett Nussmeier. You're seeing this crazy interaction with him and Brian Kelly, all this stuff. Him and Corey Raymond getting the band back together, the DBU band back together. What's even more electric, DJ Pickett gets to meet Derek Stingley Jr. He gets to get that aura and that vibe all over him right before he comes to LSU. Love it. What's up, Jamer? I didn't see this. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm trying to get a place where I can get out of the light. There we go. I'm stuck at work. Jamer, what's up? How you doing? Jamie says, Happy New Year, Lon and everyone. Happy New Year, Jamer. It's weird. 2024 is dead. 2024 is, I mean, it's not completely dead, but in my mind, I'm like already in 2025. Like, I'm already like, this is the vision for 2025. This is what I want to accomplish in 2025. This is the direction I want to go in 2025. I'm already there. Like, I'm not, I really feel like 2024 was a development year for me as far as my career. I feel like 2024 was a year of trial and error. I feel like 2024 was a year where things were a lot harder than they should have been. 2024 was an intense year at times, especially being a new dad, things like that. But 2025, interesting possibilities, not only for LSU, but I think it might just be the year of the Odyssey. I we're going to start off the year by undergoing a very horrible surgery. That's going to knock us out of commission for maybe a week. I don't think it will. I think we'll still be able to write articles after a few days and contribute, but who knows how messed in the head we'll be from this surgery for a bit. But we're going to have to do this surgery. We have to do this. Like, we have to do it. It's getting to a point where, like, it could seriously, like, damage my health if I don't do this surgery. So I'm going to have to get this surgery on my mouth beginning of this next year. So insurance, dental stuff, I'm figuring all that shit out. So for me, 2025, in my opinion, I want it to be a year where change is in the air, but like good change, where you're taking care of stuff, you're getting affairs in order. Not like you're about to die, but I mean, like, I'm getting ready for a 15-year, 20-year run, you know, like where we're just like, that's what I want to do. I want to get ready here, buckle up here for a 20-year run. I mean, what, I've been doing this for what, 7 years now? It's been like, okay, mid 2018 is when we started writing LSU stuff at a kind of serious pace. And then during that 2018 season was when we started really like actually doing this, like day-to-day LSU coverage. The USCF game, the bowl game to finish the 2018 season against Central Florida, that's where we jumped into doing this full time. Like, that was the game that unlocked it all. We were so like, that game was nuts. It was dirty. It was violent. It was so messed up, and it enraged us, and it lit something up in us, and we just loved writing about it. And so imagine you then go and you cover the 2019 team. Of course, it's going to be like, wow, what? But hey, we've had some terrible seasons since then, and we've had some good seasons, some semi-good. Like, I'm still here, and we're still going to be there 20 years from now, 30 years from now. However long you guys will allow me to do this, however long you guys will support us, we'll be there. Sorry, I'm blinding some people. But yeah, Jamer, Happy New Year to you. I think this is going to be a very good year. We've got some serious plans for this year. We've got some serious... I've got things I must work on for myself, things that I must improve about myself, and we will be doing that. And we expect genuine but quick results with some of the things we've been pursuing, because I know exactly what's going on. You know, like, okay, yes, like we screwed that up. Okay, yeah. I know exactly how I screwed that up. That's how, you know. And so it's more about learning from the mistakes and not repeating them at this point for me. Can LSU do that in this game today? That's a big thing, because the Oklahoma game made us feel a lot better, right? It was a good palate cleanser after what was a hellish November. I mean, November was probably the worst month in LSU since you know, around late 2021 with the Coach O era, the Texas Bowl. The last time we were in the Texas Bowl, only 38 scholarship players. So that's probably the lowest moment. And here we are back there, and it's the lowest moment maybe of the Kelly era. But at the same time, there's a ton of hope. And I feel the same way. Some would point at maybe my personal situation, or maybe like some of the things that's going on that, hey, blah, 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 things aren't looking too good. Actually, this is when I'm, you know, feeling the best, is when you're hunkered in the bunker and you're kind of like, okay, this is the mission. This is the vibe. Let's tighten the belt. Let's get serious now. Let's drive this thing, foot on the gas. And that's where I think, you know, not only have I kind of turned that corner over the last few weeks, some things have happened that have just made me get a little more serious about things, a little more like, hey, whoa, take a look at yourself. And I really just took a long look at myself in the mirror, especially over the Christmas days and the Boxing Day, stuff like that. Some of the days we had off, and I kind of just got very introspective, and it was very good for us. Very good for us. I recommend that to anybody. And I think LSU are kind of going on the same vibe here, where LSU have kind of been looking at themselves as a team, as they're together, and it's the pieces, the nucleus of what's going to have to be a national championship winning team, like next year, a college football playoff competing team next year. I mean, that sounds very lofty at this point. It sounds very lofty. It sounds very pipe dream, pie in the sky, right? But no one looked at that 2018 team and said, this is the nucleus of a title winning team. I looked at that 2018 team and said, after the UCF game, after that offensive climb, I'm like, this is the beginnings of a team that's at least going to compete against Alabama, go toe-to-toe against Alabama. And that was the bar at that point. That was the bar. Well, the bar, even though Alabama has been absolutely destroyed us, caveman destroyed us this last time, the bar should be far higher than that. Right now, LSU should be aiming to be the premier dynasty in college football. And the ambition and will to dominate that I saw from this transfer portal leads me to believe that that is possible and potentially around the corner. But it starts now. You cannot lose this game to Baylor. I understand it might be a meaningless bowl game to some, but this is a game that Brian Kelly loses to a former LSU assistant. It's just another black mark on his face where it's like you just got punched in the eye. You got a huge black eye right here. You just got another huge contusion right here, like from the Alabama game, and now your jaw is all fucked up from the Florida game. This could be something that cracks the head open. You know what I'm trying to say? I mean, it's just Brian Kelly has to win this one. Leave some comments if you have any thoughts, as this game is only 30 minutes away from kicking off. The LSU Odyssey pregame here is continuing, and we'll keep you rolling for the next little bit here before we jump on for our own moment-by-moment coverage. Follow us on X for that. We post almost near play-by-play coverage of each game on X, LS at Lon Phillips. Follow us there. And subscribe to LSUODYSSEY.COM, because we will be finding a live stream of this game, and we will be posting it for free for people to watch on the site, for anyone to access. So if you know of someone who is struggling to find a way to watch this game, cannot afford to, tell them to go to our site. just want to finish this show by saying one more thing. This is going to be a great last ride for Houston's own. Go, man. This guy is so stupid. Wow, that view counter just jumped from like 4 to like, wow, that jumped up quick. What's up, everybody? But yeah, I wanted to say last words before we finish up. Obviously, LSU are going to be in the purple. It's going to be weird looking. You know, it would make more sense if LSU were in the white, gold, purple versus with the gold pants, you know, gold helmet, white jerseys, purple, you know, purple stripes. Like, it'd be so much better if that was the way that was going with the green against Baylor. But instead, you're going to have this white with like a green and yellow trim kind of looking thing versus the purple. It's going to be very strange looking. I don't know why LSU keep wearing the purple. I'm kind of okay with it because it's a weird year with the 100th anniversary, rare year. Yeah, rare year, not weird year, but a year where let's kind of be wild with the jersey choices and make it memorable, one that people remember. The gold jerseys, the purple jerseys being worn just as much as the white, you know. It's been very strange, but kind of the ice white helmet as well. I'm not the biggest fan. I kind of like the purple and the gold together with the gold helmet, but whatever, that's what we're doing. I wanted to say one last thing, though. Josh Williams is in Houston at his hometown for his last game as a Tiger. You know, that's very fitting end for Josh Williams. He's literally playing his final game as a Tiger after all this time. He's played in a Texas Bowl before in Houston. He's done this before already. Like, I mean, he's been there for a national championship game. He was on the sidelines, but he was there, and he was in uniform. And he got a ring. He was there for the pandemic season. He earned a scholarship from a walk-on status. I don't think people realize how difficult that is at a school like LSU. Difficult that is at any school, Division I school, but difficult at LSU. I mean, it's off the charts how difficult that is. And Josh did that with his will, his intensity, his natural-born forged leadership, and, you know, really underrated abilities on the field. People talk about a lot of things with Josh Williams, his community service, all these things that are great. The fact that he's got a master's degree, these things are what make Josh Williams a three-dimensionally great Tiger. But people do not pay enough service to what he does on the field. Josh Williams, I think, just had his greatest last few games as a Tiger. With, again, you know, the last few games he seemed to kind of come into his own this season, especially against Oklahoma. There was some moments where it was like, God, this dude as a dual threat running back, catching passes out of the backfield, running the football. Like Josh Williams has played for so many snaps at LSU. He has played so many games at LSU, taken the football and on handoff after handoff after handoff, taken how many catches? You know, this guy has clocked the miles at LSU. And it ends in his hometown of Houston after all this time. I think that is really cool. I think it is really special for him and his awesome family. I want to shout out his mom, Kimberly. Been talking to her for a few years here. His family members, I've met a few of them in Atlanta as well back in 2022 for the SEC championship game. These are great people. And it's going to suck that Josh Williams isn't a Tiger anymore, but he can't accomplish any more than he possibly can. He's been a part of, arguably, I think you could easily say this statistically and prove this, the two greatest offenses in college football history, and they're both at LSU, 2019 and 2023. Heisman winning quarterbacks, literally averaging a first down every touch. I mean, the amount of touchdowns they put up, the amount of yards. I mean, you know all these numbers. We know all these sickening, crazy numbers. And both Burrow and Jaden Daniels. And Josh Williams was a key part of this kind of offensive revolution at LSU over the last 5.5 years. It's been something special, and Josh Williams has been a big part of it. His blocking, his discipline, his leadership, but then also that dual threat athleticism that he possesses. He is a true number 18. He is a warrior. No. He is a Tiger. Josh Williams, absolutely love you. Absolutely love you. 27 to number 18. You're the man. Everybody will be catching you after the game, but if you want to check out what we post during the game, follow us at Lon Phillips right there on Twitter. Take it easy, everybody. Go Tigers.